having 58 out there next to you today?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Just having him to talk to, communicate to, go through some of the indie drills with. Just his presence is felt. And, me and him have been working all off season just with our communication, building our bond, and, really trying to see things the exact same way. And to be able to, go out there and have some 11-on-11 time, individual drill time to where we're working together, it felt great, honestly.
When you're talking about presence and Milano's presence, what does that mean to you? I mean, what is that? What do you feel when he's out there?
Yeah, I think just an added sense of confidence. Before the snap, when we're communicating with each other, he's saying the communication before I even get it out. Just little things here and there, talking about the splits, about situational ball, like what's coming, what the offense is presenting to us. Me and him have a really tight connection, and I think, like I said earlier, we see things the same way. So having him, right by me and just reciprocating, what I'm thinking, it builds a level of confidence between both of us.
Would you think that his return would be the biggest, basically, acquisition you guys would get this year after you missed so much last year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what he's done in the past speaks for itself. He's an all-pro. He does everything the right way. He's a leader, and, he's just a guy that you want by your side, honestly. And having him back in the huddle, in the lineup, it boosts everybody, whether that's just the will linebacker position or, helping the safeties out, helping the corners out, helping the D-line. I think everybody gets better when he's out there.
You mentioned the personal connection between the two of you. Going back to last year, I remember talking to a couple of you guys about just seeing what it was like for him to be away from the game because he loves it so much. What that personal side of it, what's that been like to see him kind of get it back a little bit here inch by inch?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Just seeing him in the weight room, seeing him in meeting rooms, and then, back out at practice today, just his love and feel for the game, it's definitely felt by everybody else around him. And, I can't say enough how grateful I am to have somebody like that, help me in my first couple years, and then now work together, and try to get better and someone to learn from. So, having him around and out there and involved in everything has been, it's been awesome.
Athletes, you always want to look forward, but is it difficult not to think what could have been if you and him could have been on the field for that last game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you never really look at it like that, honestly, but we've had conversations about, what we think we can do and who we think we can be, and how we can work with each other and work off of each other. And, you have to go out there and do the work and make it happen. But, we're definitely excited to be able to work together and, see what we can do together.
Well, last year, obviously, you were in a big spot having to replace Tremaine. Nobody quite knew where that was going to go, who you really were. Were you the least surprised of anybody by how your season went?
I don't really know, man. I wasn't really putting any, expectations on myself. I think the main thing was trying to just show up and do what I can to help the team and help the defense and do my part, whether that's making the calls, making plays on the field, trying to be a leader in some aspects. So I think, looking back on it now, I was never really seeing the end. I was really just taking it day by day and, trying to improve myself, which in turn would, help the defense. Yeah, I always felt like I could do it. You never really know until you get out there. I think I was, something that Bobby had talked about the other day with all of us was you never really know until you're in that situation if you're ready. And, I felt like I was prepared, but you never know how you're going to do whenever you get out there. So, I put all my trust into my preparation, and, whatever happened from there, I was going to be happy with.
How much then does that carry over into this season, knowing that you were ready, you were prepared, you accomplished what you wanted to accomplish? How much does that confidence carry over?
Yeah, I think it just doubles down on my process and, the process of what they have instilled here in Buffalo. Like I said, I'm not focused on results. I'm focused on what I'm doing day to day and how I can improve myself and in turn improve the defense.
Bobby said that he gives the first-year guys a run for it. He actually said that your first year, he was pretty sure that you showed up at practice going, oh, not again.
Yeah.
But how has that helped you develop your relationship with Bobby in particular?
Yeah, my relationship with Bobby has been great. Like he mentioned, our first year, he demands a lot from everybody in his room, whether that's a rookie or whether you're an all-pro. And I feel like he helped me really understand the defense, understand my strengths and my weaknesses and things I needed to get better at. And, he has a standard of excellence for everybody that he's around. And, I feel like that's carried over from when he was coaching the safeties to when he was coaching the linebackers, and now as a unit, as a defense. His standard for how we operate and how we execute, it doesn't waver with who you are, how long you've been in the league, how long you've been in the system. And, I feel like that's something that's really propelled everybody that he's been around to becoming the best, version of themselves.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Joe and Josh's relationship before Joe became the OC.
Yeah.
Is there some similarities there with Bobby and probably being the guy, maybe being the guy in your ear game day and calling plays to you?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Bobby was one of the first people I talked to when I got here. Obviously on draft night, he was one of the first people I talked to on the phone. And then just over the last 2 years, building our relationship, like I said, he's been demanding and he's been hard on me, but he's been fair and honest. And, he's been the exact same person every single day since I've been here. And I feel like that's all I can ask for from a coach and from a leader of, this organization. And, I think just who he is and what he expects out of you and, what he can bring out of you, I feel like that's where a connection builds. I have to trust him that he's going to get the best out of me, and he's got to trust me that I'm going to put the product on the field. And, I feel like we've grown our relationship, a ton over these last 2.5 years.
Just in terms of the team in general, so many new faces. We've talked to Josh, and he's talked about the need for him becoming even more of a leader. I know, obviously, working here last year, just in terms of what you've seen so far this offseason from Josh, from that kind of leadership.
Yeah, I feel like he's taken a huge step, just looking at it from an outside perspective. Just overall, communicating and, working with other guys, having guys over to his house, doing certain things where, you build more of a connection just from not being on the field and, getting to know each other off the field. You could tell he's been intentional with that. And, I feel like everybody in the building sees that and, really appreciates that because he is the leader of our team, obviously, and we go as Josh goes. So to have a personal, relationship with him and, to understand who he is as a person, I feel like helps everybody.
Defensively, you're losing. Well, you've lost so much in terms of veteran leadership. Where is that leadership coming from on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, like you said, we've lost a couple guys, but I think we still have guys like Von Miller. We've got Daquan. We've got Matt. Rasul is a leader on our team. So I think just having those guys that have been in the league for a long time, been here for a long time, and have had success in this league, I think that's the guys that we turn to and who we listen to and who we follow, honestly. And I think we've got a lot of those guys still here.
How about you yourself? Kind of a different situation than last year. It was kind of up in the air this year. You're the incumbent starter. How have you seen your leadership kind of take a step forward in that respect?
Yeah, I think the main thing, man, is just trying to be a person of influence. Whether that's how I do walkthroughs, how I do meetings, how I operate off the field, and then my preparation for when I get on the field. I'm not looking to technically lead anybody. Everybody can do their own thing. It's more of when things get hard and situations get tough, they can look at me and I'm trying to hold myself to a standard of how I operate and how I execute, so that when things do get tough, I'm a person that people can look at.